Hi, my name is Tammy, and I'm a homeschool mom, and I wanted to talk just a little bit about what we do in our family for homeschooling. We follow a system called Thomas Jefferson Education, and this is the main book um, that will teach you how and what it is. It's called the Thomas Jefferson Education. It's by Oliver DeMille, and he is absolutely brilliant. He's the president and founder of George Wythe University in southern Utah as well. But he and his wife and one of their friends and associates, her name is Diane Jepson, they wrote this book. It's called Thomas Jefferson Education Home Companion. And so that's the two that I really recommend. And then there's also another one called Phases of Learning. And it's by Oliver DeMille and Rachel DeMille. And the thing that I love about that one is it gives you the exact ingredients. It's like a recipe, right? And it gives you the exact ingredients of what you need to be doing it exactly how they recommend. And I love it. We don't do every single thing at this point. We have tried to implement the very best of our ability, and we're learning and proceeding the very best that we can. One thing when I started homeschooling is we didn't really know exactly what to do. We got workbooks that were age appropriate for our children, and we, kind of floundered for a while, to be honest with you. We did kind of an eclectic approach, which my children absolutely loved. We customized their education and based all of our learning and field trips and activities, everything based off of the things that they were interested in, the things that they wanted to learn about, which is awesome because you can't really do that in public school. You just have too many kids. You just can't cater to everyone's interests. But this way you can. And if you've ever thought about homeschooling before and you haven't taken the leap, or maybe you know somebody that is homeschooling and you're just curious, whatever your reason is to look at this video, I just want to tell you that it has been absolutely the most rewarding thing I've ever done. My kids are just, we have lots of family unity. We have so many interests that we've been able to pursue. Tons more books that we've been able to read. And we've made so many good friends. The caliber of people in the homeschooling community is just absolutely impressive. And one thing that I found is that in the homeschooling community, there is so much support, so much camaraderie. They have this huge, support system. You would not even expect something like that, but it's true. We have PE groups in our community that we get together, and we do those. We also have arts and crafts club that we do. We do field trips periodically, generally once a month as a group, but I do lots and lots of field trips with my kids. And there's email loops. You can go to yahoogroups.com. My favorite one right now is called TJEDMUSE, so TJEDMUSE at yahoogroups.com. It's an absolutely fabulous support system there. If you're a beginner or you're curious, be sure to get on there and look and join it. They just, even for beginners, there's all kinds of seasoned people on there. I think there's hundreds, to be honest with you, from all over the country. They also have communities that are on there. You can just look in your county on the yahoogroups.com and find a local support group for you. I just have so many people that ask me about homeschooling. Like, what do you do? Don't you worry about kids not getting socialized? Yeah, I kind of did at first because I was worried. I had this mistaken impression that you had to have your kids in school in order to get socialized. And it's not the case. My kids also participate in group sports. They do book clubs, and there's so much out there. There really is. Logan, which is not too far from me, they have like a chess club and a homeschooling choir. They have so much. We do a science club every year. There's a history bee, spelling bee. We go to the museums together. There's just so much. It is really, truly amazing. And you don't have to be this extremely wealthy person to homeschool your children either. You don't have to make, like $100,000 a year or anything. You can homeschool on a dime, really, especially if you have a really good library system near you. Let's see. Some of the other things that I just wanted to show you are, this one's called Thomas Jefferson Education Home Companion. It's, it's fabulous. Tells you exactly what to do. This one's, if you have teens, I recommend you reading it and then letting your teen read it. It's called Thomas Jefferson Education for Teens. It's written by Shannon Brooks and Oliver DeMille, who are both heroes of mine. Very, very amazing men that have really sacrificed a lot of themselves for the benefit of mankind. In my opinion, they are some really great statesmen. My daughter recently went to this camp called Youth for Freedom. It's in southern Utah. People come from all over the world. It is definitely a global event. It's mostly for Thomas Jefferson education kids, but they are helping to make statesmen there is what they're doing. And they're just amazing. Tammy Mitchell and her husband are the ones who lead that up, and I just highly recommend it. My daughter came back, and she had learned so much. Jim Rhodes came and spoke to them. My daughter will not eat ramen noodle now, and she will not eat pizza. And it's, I don't know, just they learned so much. And another thing that I wanted to say is that it's okay to study the classics. You know, you might think that they're like so old school that they're not really relevant for today, but really they do teach so much. I'll just give you an example. Recently, we started reading this book by Ralph Moody, and it's called Little Britches. And what it's about is this family that moved from the East. They had no farming experience or whatever, and they became ranchers. And it's based around the early 1900s, and you think that's not really relevant for our day and age, right? Because kind of not many people are ranchers. But it teaches the value of a dollar. It teaches work ethic, family unity, sacrifice. I don't know. It's just, I could go on and on and on. Family relationships. I don't know. I could just go on and on and on. My daughter absolutely loves horses, and so she really, really found that book quite interesting. And actually, she could not put it down. I had to hide it from her so that we could read it as a family. But anyway, I'll stop that for my first video. I'm going to make additional videos. It's not like I don't have enough to do as a homeschool mom of 6 children, but I just really feel like there's not enough resources out there. Like, people just don't know where to start. And so now I've given you a few resources to start on. You can check your local library. Again, that name of the first book is called The Thomas Jefferson Education this one's by Oliver DeMille. And he's written lots of fascinating books. I highly recommend doing a search on him. He was mentored by Leon Skousen, who is also a hero of mine. He wrote The 5,000 Year Leap. So anyway, check it out.